Hello.
Hello, Kat.
Hello, Tiffany. How are you today?
Not too shabby. How are you?
I'm also less shabby. Less than shabby.
Less than shabby.
I think that's a really good word for this episode. So, welcome to Greening Up My Act. We are talking about unpaper towels today,
Yes.
which I am really excited for you to teach me about because you have mastered the subject matter
And the art
and the art. Yes, art and science.
on paper towels. It is an art.
And a science.
Yes. Yeah, I did some research. I actually jumped in and bought some. This was actually a long time ago, probably a year ago when I initially wanted to start this podcast because I was going to do it on my own. And then I found a buddy and I'm like, yay, it's much better with somebody else.
Way better than talking to yourself, you know?
Totally. God, I'm boring. So, yeah. So I did all this research after I'd bought them because you go on Amazon
Yeah.
and you're
Oh, God.
like,
Amazon.
yeah, we got to talk about them. But
Yeah.
yeah. And I was just like, oh, this sounds really good. This is bamboo. This sounds great. And then it turns out that wasn't the case. They're not that great, but we'll get into that. It was just very surprising to me. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I have a story for you about
Ooh.
unpaper towels.
Ooh. Before you do that, let me just make sure that people who are joining in know what we're doing and why we're doing it.
Yeah, totally.
So, Greening Up My Act is two marketing writers who are super skeptical but want to live sustainable, eco-friendly lifestyles where they're not killing themselves with chemicals in their own houses, but also want things that work,
Yep.
are relatively or worth the money, at least inexpensive, hopefully, and aren't just green hooey or marketing nonsense. So we're doing the research so you don't have to.
Yes. Mostly looking at green housekeeping products
At
and
least this,
stuff.
yeah, lifestyle choices.
Yes.
This season, next season,
Who knows?
we might go out of the house. I don't know. It's kind of like COVID again. We're just stuck indoors.
We're on lockdown. Yeah, totally. So, yes, so that's us. And we, because we know the marketing side of things, we know how to spin a story and we know how other people are spinning stories. It's sort
See
of
right
like
through it.
totally. We have the
Marketing X-ray goggles.
oh yeah, I was going to say night vision goggles, but it doesn't really work.
We're very dark people. Very dark. Subterfuge.
Only go outside at night.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's just kind of interesting. Although, a year ago I totally did not see through this marketing of these unpaper towels.
So tell me the
So,
story. It's story time.
story time. So, yeah, so I heard about these unpaper towels. I just heard about the concept and I was extremely curious. And then I found out, oh, these things have actually been around forever. And I live under a rock. That's what I found out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But
Big paper towel has kept you under a pile of paper towels. That's what
totally
it was.
freaking bounty. Come on, people. So, and I wanted to use less paper. And I figured, if around my house, if I make paper towels less convenient, then I would use fewer of them.
Yeah,
So I was like, oh my gosh, what are unpaper towels? And I had this vision in my mind of something beautiful and lemons all over it.
Ooh.
And so I was wondering, what do these look like? What are they made of? How do you store them? Storage was a big one for me because I was like, how the heck? Paper towels come on a roll. So
and you throw them in you throw them in the trash can.
exactly.
Or the compost bin, depending. But yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on your household and how advanced you are. But
And what chemicals you're rubbing them in. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, fair. Yeah. So I went on Amazon and I found some that looked good. And there were so many options that I was instantly overwhelmed.
Of course.
And some of them were made from bamboo, like I said. Some of them were made from cotton on one side and flannel on the other, which intrigued me.
To polish your silver or something? That's
I
fancy.
suppose all of that stainless stainless steel silver. I see. I don't
Mhm.
even. I don't even know. I don't have silver. That's what I'm saying. And then other ones were similar to just really thin dishcloths. I was like, well, I mean, I have some
Yeah.
dishcloths already. Is that good enough?
Mhm.
Nope. Nope, not good enough. Some of them come with like a wash bag to hold the dirty ones. And I was like, oh, that's handy, but then it's also just extra
Right.
stuff. Do I
One
need
more thing to
that? I
hang in
don't
the closet
know.
or the pantry. Yeah.
Yeah. And then some of them come with a holder, like a basically like a
Oh, yeah.
paper towel holder. It looks exactly like that. And then you can roll and re-roll the towels up on them. You can
So
wash
just
them
like
and
when you're
re-roll them. Apparently, they're supposed to cling together. And my friend Blair actually says that hers work.
it just sounds like another stack of things you have to fold with your kids' socks that don't match.
Yes,
but but okay,
100%.
so they okay, because I was always wondering how you would attach them, you know?
Yes. Yeah, there's like options. And I came up with my own method. So
Cool.
I'm going to share that. I won't say it's like perfect or Instagram worthy, but it functions. And so I found one. It's from the brand Kitchen and Home, and it's made of bamboo. And it seemed the most like a regular paper towel. So it was the
Yeah,
least intimidating to me. And it says on the package it's eco friendly. It got 4.3 out of
pretty
5
good.
stars on
Yeah.
Amazon. So I was like, that's pretty good. So I spent $9 and I bought them. $9.
Mhm.
It was a big investment. So what did I get? When it came in the mail, I was like, yay, my own paper towels are here. And it looked exactly like a roll of paper towels. It was kind of
Like,
weird.
are they white?
They are white, yeah. And they actually have, when you first use them, they have a perforation. So you rip them
Oh,
apart like a
yeah.
paper towel.
This is like vegan meat. It's like very much trying to be the same thing.
Totally. Yes. And it worked. I mean, I bought it, right? And so it says that they're made of bamboo, but it also says rayon. And I was like,
Ooh.
huh, that it just sort of struck me in the back of my mind, like, interesting, rayon.
Mhm,
And we'll come back to that.
mhm, mhm.
So they felt like a thin felt pad, basically. And
Okay.
they were slightly thicker than a paper towel. They were gigantic. Each of them was like huge, like maybe twice, not twice as big as a regular paper towel, but almost.
Which is you know how, like, modern paper towels are like, "Use half as much. Here's half a paper towel."
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And these were like trying to do the opposite. They're like, we're going to be as big as possible. Yeah. So then, like, it says you can wash them up to 120 times each. And so I've had these for a year.
How do you count? I don't count how many times I wash things.
I haven't counted.
I can't
But I
imagine.
would say I probably have washed them more times than that. 120.
Each,
Well,
though.
actually, if you think about it, because I'm not washing them, like, that's like half a year, right? A little
Well,
bit
I mean,
less.
if you're doing 2 loads of them a week,
I probably wash them once a week. So that's
yeah, so that's
52.
52.
And I've had them for a year. Okay. I don't know if I buy it.
Yeah.
And so it says one roll replaces 60 regular paper towel rolls.
Wow.
So that's a
That's a
lot,
big number.
right?
Yeah.
The cost difference I found was like a regular paper towel roll was like a single roll was $1 at Target when I was looking. Now with inflation, they're probably like $18, but
Yeah.
back then,
Yeah. In the before times.
yeah, yeah. So $60 for 60 rolls, and I spent
Yeah.
$9. That's pretty good. So
Yeah.
a $51 savings if it really is 60, replacing 60 of them. But
Right. Yeah.
so I tried them, and they worked so freaking well.
Oh, really? They're
Yes.
like the quicker, thicker picker upper
Yeah, but way better.
commercials?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they worked so well. They were easy to rinse out, you can reuse them right away. I still needed to use regular paper towels for, like, grease or gross
Like,
things
dog
because
poo.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm not gonna, like, pick up my dog poo and then put that yeah.
Wash it.
I'm
You
just
can
not
put it in the dishwasher. Yeah.
I'm just not gonna do that. Maybe some
No.
people would, but
Mhm.
so, yeah, and then I washed them. So I just washed them in the washing machine and
Yeah.
then dried them in the dryer, and they were fine. They, like, most of the stains came out.
I hope you used like really bright red Gatorade or Kool-Aid or something like they do in the commercials to like
Right.
show how much it picks up.
I
It's like, look at
should.
that stain.
Maybe for
Yeah.
Instagram.
Hmm.
And then yeah, so they got like a little bit stretched out, but otherwise they were totally good.
You think that's from the rayon?
I think so.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
Then I tried some storage solutions, and the only thing I could come so what I've landed on after a year of
Hmm.
doing this is I still have like a big wide mouth ball jar, and I
Okay.
shove
Yeah.
them in that, and that's how I store the clean ones. And
Yeah.
that actually works pretty well. Like I said, it is not
Yeah.
pretty, but it
It takes up minimal space on the counter.
yeah.
They're safe from like randomly soaking up spills that you know.
Yes. Yeah, from all my
Yeah.
red Gatorade floating around the counter. Although they would do a great job.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I also don't have to fold them, which is huge. I just shove them in.
That is.
I'm not
Yeah.
folding those things. That's so dumb to fold rags.
Yeah.
And then for the dirty ones, I got this like probably terrible plastic Target. It's like a little basket, but it's plastic
Hmm.
and white and it was like $5. And I throw them in there. That's in my pantry. And it
That's
works
perfect.
pretty well actually.
Yeah.
And then I just throw them in with my regular towels. So it's like
Yeah.
really not a big deal. Yeah, so functionally they work super well. But then I started researching
Dun dun
and
dun.
yeah. So in general, the water so I wanted to know like is the water usage a big deal? You know, because
Right.
you are using more water usage with more
Yeah.
laundry.
Well, more laundry and to produce them.
Well,
Yeah.
that
Too.
too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what I found was according to Mr. Green in Sierra Magazine, washing
Hmm.
rags and making paper towels uses about the same amount of water.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And that's especially true if you have like an Energy Star rated washing machine, but it
Okay.
seemed like you could kind of that got a wash. Literally.
Well, that's so interesting because then it's like, well, I'm already washing my towels
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
So
It's not
maybe
that
that,
much more. So,
yeah,
I mean, you
yeah,
probably if you were doing a load by itself without a bunch of towels, then it might make a
just your unpaper
difference.
towel load.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I have a lot. The funny thing is, like, I have these 20, but then, well, I'll tell you at the end what I ended up doing
Okay.
after this. But
Okay.
so then I looked into bamboo,
Hmm.
and everybody loves bamboo, right? Like,
Oh yeah, because it grows like a weed.
mm-hmm,
It just
sustainable.
regrows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
So I've learned that it is not regulated.
Interesting.
Yes. So anybody can
Mm.
say, like, this is grown from bamboo. Nobody's regulating the bamboo industry and how people
Like,
grow bamboo.
where are they getting this bamboo?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I like to think it's renegades, and because here in Austin, Texas, there's just bamboo because it grows like a weed. It just grows everywhere. It's
Mhm.
like renegades cutting down the bamboo
Right.
and making unpaper towels from it. But I'm
Yes.
pretty sure that's not what's
I
happening.
love it. Actually, when I was in Vietnam, we went there from our honeymoon and they made bamboo straws and like really cool
Ooh,
things out of bamboo.
yeah.
So it can be
It's a really useful
yeah, it's a
fiber.
really cool thing, but you know, it's kind of annoying when companies take it and just
Yeah.
claim to be bamboo. So so these towels are actually rayon as mentioned. So it's rayon made from bamboo. So
Okay.
rayon needs cellulose to
Right.
exist and so they use bamboo to make that cellulose, but by the end of it it's like not really bamboo anymore.
Hmm.
So actually Patagonia is a company that I do respect and they refuse to use rayon from bamboo in their products
Okay.
because let's see what did they say? It's a known oh yes, because of the chemicals that they use when they create the rayon, like
Ooh.
carbon disulfide that is a known
Hmm.
quote known human reproductive hazard.
Yikes.
Yeah. So isn't that interesting? And so it pollutes the environment, it pollutes the air. It's not great for factory workers who are making this
Yeah.
stuff. And what Patagonia said was that there's only a 50% recovery of the chemical. So it's just
So it's just
floating out
leaching into
there.
wherever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. So wow, I smell hooey, as we say, green hooey.
Totally. And other ways,
Wow.
it's also called viscose rayon or viscose. So if you see that anywhere, then that's what this stuff
That's
is.
what that is. Wow. Well, and so much of like our, you go to the fast fashion and like that's what clothing's made of.
Totally.
Viscose rayon.
Yeah. Yeah, and even the like good fashion is made of bamboo,
Yeah.
but it's like but
Is it bamboo? Yeah, it's not
yeah.
like straight from the Oh man. We're gonna have to do a whole thing on clothes and like linen and
Yes. Absolutely. So yeah, that's why I was like, "No, this thing that I bought that I thought was good is actually not good." Cuz like on the package it says eco-friendly. There's
Right. It's got the little leaves and the arrows.
yes,
Yeah.
like all the arrows and all the leaves. They're everywhere and the fancy words. But then you have to think about like, okay, they do work really well. So I already own them, so I'm not going to throw them away. They work super well. They have actually replaced paper towels in my house. Like, we don't really use
Mhm.
that many paper towels anymore. We still use them, but there's less trucking for, less boxes from probably ordering paper towels from God knows where in our house.
Right. When you're also not driving to the store to get them.
Yeah, less plastic covering.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah.
What did I rate this? Okay, so would I recommend this product? It's complicated because of all of the reasons that I said. So it's like sort of feels like picking your poison. So we rate things from 1 to 5 granolas, and the crunchier the
Right.
better. So I would say this one is probably a 2, which is sticky. At
Mhm.
best, a 3, which is chewy. But I don't
Yeah.
even think it's chewy, to be honest. I think it's sticky. I don't know. What do
Yeah.
you think? It's so
Well, I
hard.
I mean, well, it's one of those things where it's like it makes you feel better about so you're reducing your use, and that's a major
Yes.
thing. The problem is that the product you're using to reduce the use is causing other problems on the other end.
Right.
So I agree with you, and that they don't take that into account. It's such an American thing where it's like, well, I'm doing my part, like
Yes.
I don't care how it's made, but
Well, and it's also like we are all so busy, right? Like who
yes,
the hell.
like who had the time to research
Yeah,
this?
like even viscose was written so tiny and rayon was written
Yeah,
so tiny on the label, and it's like
yeah,
even the people who know what viscose means, what rayon means, they're going to have a hard time finding that on the label because nobody's really regulating this stuff.
right.
So,
Yeah, you have to seriously know it.
yeah, so it's frustrating, and I think I gotta stick with number 2, like, rated a
Yeah,
2, sticky, just because 'cause I'm so pissed off about the marketing because it calls
yeah,
itself eco-friendly. It's
yeah,
like,
100%. But you have some ideas about like how to find unpaper towels or,
yes,
you know,
yes,
okay,
so
there is a solution to this.
totally, so better options, even though I do still use these bamboo ones, and they do really work well, that doesn't mean there aren't a lot of other ways to go about it that are better. So, like, cotton, not great as far as being sustainably produced, but organic cotton is better. So that's one option if you got like an organic cotton unpaper towel.
Mhm.
One option. Even better is a Swedish dishcloth that's actually from Sweden because there's a bunch that are shit. We
Mhm.
will link the like legit ones that are produced from sustainable forests and all of these things in the show notes because I did find one that I really liked, but some of them are Swedish dishcloths and they're made with like junk. So it's really hard to say, but that's better. But the best of all, it's always reduce, reuse, recycle. So use what you already have. And
Yeah.
this was one of the hilarious reviews on the paper towels, the unpaper towels that I bought was I just loved it so much I had to share. It said, "I feel so stupid for falling for this gimmick. We already have washable, reusable paper towels. They're called washcloths."
Da, da, da. Yep. I was gonna jump in here and say I have what I use that I keep in a stack under my sink is just this stack of like blue cotton cloths that came with my dad bought me a car cover when I had a BMW, and it came with these basically washcloths to wash the car
Oh,
with.
nice.
Which I now have the washcloths for a car that I no longer own, but Yeah, and that's what we use to clean the kitchen with because we have washcloths for the bidet, and those are separate from the washcloths you use on your face, and those are
That's probably
separate from the
good.
washcloths you use to wash the kitchen. Yeah, so they all live in their different respective sink niches. But yeah,
Nice.
I was lucky enough to have those fall into my lap.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome. Yeah, exactly. Use stuff you already have. So what I ended up doing so after a while, these bamboo ones kind of ran out of steam, basically, and
yeah,
sometimes they just kind of were too gross to keep
yeah,
washing. I really don't think I washed them 120 times now that we're doing the math, but that's
okay.
fine.
I have washcloths from like 1985, I think, that my mother gave me.
That's
So anyway,
awesome. Yeah, like actual washcloths do last forever.
yeah.
Um, so what I ended up doing, I had this giant flannel sheet that my dog had been digging in the bed and ripped a huge
Oh yeah,
rip down the middle, and I tried to sew it, did not work. So I ended up just cutting that up, and I've just kept it because I've had, they're really useful. And so I cut that
yeah.
up, and that's just the rest of our unpaper towels are just literally like flannel sheet cut up, and it
And
works
they
just as well. So
they hide the Gatorade stains.
soaks up all that red Gatorade that we're spilling.
Just throwing around the house. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Awesome.
like I think we are told a lot of times that we need to buy stuff in order to be better, but I think that's the opposite of reality.
Yeah.
So,
The less you can buy, the yeah. Because again, those washcloths from 1985 are not currently generating any water
yep,
problems. There's not a factory worker getting
sick.
sick from it. So
Yep, totally. They're already
yeah,
here. They already
yeah,
exist.
yeah.
Even I feel like thrift stores sometimes sell stuff like that,
Oh
like
yeah, towels and
sheets or
yeah.
linens or
Yeah. So if you must buy new, I mean, quote unquote new. But yeah, again, it's not no one's going to judge your rag collection, I
yes,
hope.
yes. If
Yeah.
they do, screw them.
Kick them out. Yeah. Throw a red
They're
Gatorade on them and kick them out of the
and then
house.
maybe give them a rag to clean up and then
Maybe.
kick them
Here you
out.
go. Yeah. Take it with you.
And keep using it. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then if you do buy, I think any household is going to need some paper towels just for, like
Yeah.
I said, grease or gross, like dog poopy. You're
Yeah.
not going to want to use a reusable one. Recycled paper towels are a good option. They're a little bit more expensive, but they do use less water. So,
Yeah. And I think I mean, they've gotten better. I think years ago it was like those cheap,
yeah.
brown unbleached paper towels that
Yeah, we're basically like Kleenex.
yeah, they don't soak anything up. They're decorative. Just to get stuck to your countertop.
And to be able to say you have them.
Yeah. Look, I'm so conscientious. Yeah, but yeah. Well, I've learned a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for listening. This was really fun to research, and I
Yeah,
actually really enjoyed. It's just so funny because it's like unpaper towels. There's so many pretty ones, and you don't
yeah.
need them to be pretty.
No, no, they're there to clean up. Again, I can't say it enough. Red Gatorade. Okay,
Yes,
like
they get stained.
yeah. If you're afraid to use it on red Gatorade, it's not worth having.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, I did find what do you call it when you're sewing? A pattern, I guess,
Oh
or a
yeah.
guide for no sew and sewable unpaper towels. And I did it.
Oh
This
cool.
was like also a year ago, but I did it and they're awesome. I love
Yeah.
them. So we'll include that link too. It took like 15
Oh
minutes.
cool.
Well, it was supposed to take
Oh.
15 minutes. For me, I'm not good at sewing. Took me about 45.
I'm like, please don't make me try.
No, no, no. But there is a no sew version. So,
Okay. So maybe on our Instagram, we will show you using your unpaper towels and maybe show us the guide too. There, we can share it there too.
yes, absolutely.
So speaking of our nascent Instagram is greening up my act.
Yep, yep, yep. Woo, woo.
So you can find us there. Followed by Tiffany Verbeck and Catherine Cox.
Yes.
Those are our two current followers who happen to be us.
We're going to be huge.
Huge. Awesome. Well, thank you. I've learned a lot, and I'm really excited to go wipe down my kitchen with my washcloth.
Yeah, totally. It's going to be such a fun evening for you.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. Talk to you next. Oh, what's next week?
Oh, yes.
Uh,
Let's see.
I will share what next
Yeah.
week is because it is my week to teach you about compostable trash
Ooh,
bags.
ooh. I'm really excited about that one.
Yeah, I have a lot of stories about that too. So that's my favorite, is that we're doing research, but we're also using anecdotes.
Yes. It's story
Big,
time.
big anecdotes. Yes.
Fall asleep.
So
This is a sleep podcast, actually. So no, it's not. Don't fall asleep.
Don't fall asleep. Send us an email. No, find us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Email comes later.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do an email.
Yeah. It'll happen. All right. Thanks.
Sweet. Thank you.